Okay, given the subject matter of what I'm about to talk about, it's only, 20 minutes after I made the last video. There's a lot of different ways I could approach this. I could approach this from an aspect of thousands of years ago, a couple thousand years ago, hundreds of years ago, because there's multiple ways God thinks about this. Because I am, as are all of you, so men have semen impregnates a female egg. Well, a strand of a hair of God spiritually is the essence of that semen. So you're all from God, as am I. But I'm directly from, well, let me go back to this picture. Because a commonality that many Christians, I grew up as a Seventh-day Adventist, many Christians have this feeling of, if their prayers aren't answered or wherever the case may be, if God could just reveal himself to them while they go for a walk with God in the forest, or that's a typical thing that a lot of people in faith like to do. They like to go walking in the wilderness on their day, whether that's Saturday or Sunday. If God could just reveal themselves to them or answer their prayers while they're in time of need, they would have the proof they need for their faith. Well, when you believe in the New Testament and human sacrifice, and you believe a Jew was crucified and no other Jewish people believe it, what if they killed Martin Luther King Jr. on a cross and made it for a religion for anyone other than people of African descent? Crucified Martin Luther King Jr., made it for a religion, wrote new books of the Bible, made it a religion for anyone but black people? That's what they did with Jesus Christ. His mother was Jewish, but his father was different ethnicity. His father was Irish. Okay, so this photograph, tattoo I got on my back twice. Once when I turned 30 years old, and then 6 years after a major over 5 years after a major fire accident I had that removed it and the scars had healed, I get it again. Why can I tell you with all certainty it's important, it's significant? Because I saw God. I wrote about this. If you go to the reincarnation of the right hand of God, which is my Facebook public profile, has a period after each word, no spaces. It's off of my Facebook profile, facebook.com/Aaron D. Finnegan. I saw God in 2010 when I was almost killed by the psychiatric industry after I was diagnosed. I came up with a sleeping disorder when I went to serve my second sea tour on submarines. They work 18-hour rotating shift work, and I owned two houses at the time, and I had to get back into nuclear electrician's mate work after I'd been 3 years as a recruiter. Hadn't even thought about it at all. And the first time I was going out to sea with a girlfriend living with me that depended on me, that moved down to Georgia with me from Vermont. I had so many stress factors going on, and then the social environment and what was going, the atmosphere and that command when all that happened. It's a very long story, but sometime along the way, after they had determined that my sleeping disorder, the first evaluation I had, I completely agree with. I had a brief reactive psychosis due to sleep deprivation, which is what happened to me. I wasn't able to sleep for during a 6-day period or something. I slept for maybe 18 hours over 6 days. I started, having a psychosis, daydreaming. Got very paranoid, delusional thoughts. And my first evaluation, that's what I had. But the subsequent ones, which happened very fast after the first one, where they didn't even care about the 14-day thorough evaluation I had. They wanted to call me bipolar. Well, when you go to an office and they say you've been here twice, you're bipolar right now. If you come here a third time, we're going to call you a schizophrenic, and then you go there a third time, then they just do whatever the fuck they want you to do to you. So that's what they did to me. They put me on such hardcore medications that I was unconscious for 8 days. They even gave me fentanyl, Like, these motherfuckers medevaced me, which a medevac, like ambulance via airplane, there ain't no such thing as a medevac from Georgia to Bethesda, Maryland to save my life. Like, that's an 8-hour fucking flight. They flew me on a personally chartered flight. I had the ticket when I woke up in the hospital. These motherfuckers gave me a concoction of things to put me in safe travel mode. Like, they gave me like 6 different antipsychotics. They gave me fentanyl. I almost died. Well, right before I woke up, I saw God. Right before I woke up. So imagine this. You're in the center of the universe. Ever been on a mountaintop? You go climb a mountain and you look around, panoramic view off in the distance on a clear day, and you just have to have some time to take it all in. So I had this feeling that I was it wasn't a dream. It wasn't because I was on drugs. I had this feeling that not only was I there in the presence of God, but I was a different being able to experience that. So imagine this, a universe that is beyond any expanse, rotating around him. He was this image, except for he wasn't a man. He was pure white lightning, like from the sky. Like this whole, basic shape was his structure. The whole universe was rotating around him. Some faster, closer to him, and slower, way out there. I was experiencing all that while he was yelling at me. This happened in 2010 when they tried to kill me. The pharmaceutical industry in the United States, because I was in the military, and they could just, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars they could make off doing that to me. They've killed a lot of service members at National Naval Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland. I worked at the Walter Reed Combined Clinic in IT after I got out of the psych ward. Setting up I worked for Rufat Israfelback in the basement, rewiring all those phones and moving those PCs over. Anyways, I woke up there, 7th floor, NNMC, fucking Bethesda, Maryland, after they medevaced me. Right before waking up, I had seen God. He was basically the shape of this image. White lightning, just white, no other colors, just pure white energy. And he was screaming at me. And what he was saying to me was, I run this motherfucker. Wake the fuck up. Like, the whole universe was rotating around him. And he was just yelling at me. I run this motherfucker. Wake the fuck up. And I woke up. And I woke up with an IV in my arm, strapped to a gurney bed in a psychiatric ward. And there was a nurse right next to me. And as soon as I opened my eyes, she said she thought I was dead. I made a miraculous recovery, and I was discharged from that psych ward in 17 days. Happened in 2010. Diagnosis from the previous place that I was at, St. Simon's by the Sea, in St. Simon's Island, fucking Georgia. Yeah, St. Simon's, all these psychiatric industries named after the Roman Catholic Church. They diagnosed me as a schizophrenic, tried to kill me. 12 years ago.